We spend so much of life on autopilot, routines, expectations, endless to-do lists. We wake up, move through the day, check the boxes, and fall back asleep, physically and spiritually. But sometimes, in the quiet, something stirs, a whisper, a discomfort, a question we can't quite silence. We try to push it away. We distract ourselves with work, with noise, with endless scrolling. But the question waits, patiently, and when we finally stop, it returns, stronger, clearer. This video isn't here to inspire you. It's here to disturb you, gently, to help you pause and ask questions that could shift everything if you let them. So, if you're ready to stop running and start listening, let's begin. This is where truth begins, because deep down, most of us already know what's wrong. We know when something isn't right in our relationships. We know when we're not being honest with ourselves about who we are or what we want. But it's easier to look away, to call it not the right time, to say maybe later, but ask yourself, right now, what truth are you avoiding? Maybe it's the fact that you've outgrown your job, that a friendship no longer feeds your soul, that you're not okay, even though you keep pretending to be. And then ask, why am I pretending? Is it fear, guilt, loyalty? Whatever it is, understand this. The longer you deny your truth, the more it costs you. Not just time, but peace, energy, joy, and eventually, your sense of self. So pause, take a breath, and ask again, honestly, what am I pretending not to know? There's a version of you that lives for others. That version smiles when it's supposed to, makes choices based on what looks right, what pleases, what fits in. We all do it. We build lives that impress others, but quietly leave us feeling hollow. Ask yourself, if there were no one to impress, no one watching, no expectations to fulfill, would you still be living this life? Would you still wear those clothes? Choose that career? Stay in that relationship? Would you spend your days the same way? Sometimes we confuse safety for meaning. We trade our fire for comfort, and then wonder why we feel numb. But here's the truth. Your life doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. It just has to feel right to you. So take a step back and look at your life not as something you inherited, but as something you can redesign, because you're allowed to change. You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to live a life that's truly yours. So, is this the life you would choose if no one was watching? Every one of us carries a weight. Some we picked up in childhood. Some were handed to us by people who didn't know any better. And some we chose to carry ourselves out of love or fear. But not everything you carry is meant to come with you. So pause for a moment and ask, what beliefs am I holding onto that no longer serve me? What pain am I still protecting? What roles am I still playing out of habit, not truth? Maybe it's the idea that you're not good enough, that you have to prove your worth, that love has to be earned, or maybe it's something even deeper, like resentment you never spoke aloud, or guilt you've been nurturing for years. Here's what no one tells you. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means remembering without reliving. It means choosing freedom over familiarity. The past has shaped you, but it doesn't own you. So ask, what am I still carrying that it's time to release? There's a difference between existing and living, between breathing and feeling alive. Most people don't notice when it happens, when life becomes just about making it through. Get up, work, sleep, repeat, and deep down, you feel like something's missing, but you don't know what. We weren't made to just function. We were made to feel, to grow, to explore, to cry, to risk, to love, to be here. So ask, when was the last time I felt awe? When was the last time I laughed from my gut? When was the last time I did something just because it lit me up inside? You don't need to climb a mountain or start over. Sometimes living starts with simply paying attention to your breath, to the wind, to the way your heart speeds up when something feels right. Am I living or just surviving? That question can wake you up if you let it. Every day, every choice, you're becoming someone. The question is, are you becoming the person you want to be, or the person your habits, fears, and circumstances are shaping without your awareness? We often think of identity as fixed, but the truth is, it's being rewritten every single day. So pause, reflect. Are you becoming more kind, more open, more courageous, or more guarded, bitter, distracted? Think about the way you speak to yourself, the way you treat others, the way you spend your time. Each moment is a vote for the kind of person you're building. So ask, who am I becoming? And if I stay on this path, where does it lead? If the answer scares you, don't run. That fear is your compass. It's pointing toward the changes you've been avoiding and the life you secretly want to live. These questions, they aren't here to give you answers. They're here to bring you home, back to yourself, back to your voice, back to the parts of you that got buried beneath noise and fear. Let's remember them. What am I pretending not to know? Is this the life I would choose if no one was watching? What am I still carrying that I no longer need? Am I living or just surviving? Who am I becoming? And is that who I want to be? Don't rush. Sit with them. Let them sink in. And then begin again. Wiser, softer, truer. Because the quality of your life will never rise above the quality of the questions you're willing to ask yourself. If this video spoke to something in you, don't keep it inside. Share it. Reflect on it. And remember, your life is your question. Make it a meaningful one.